Good afternoon. Here is the national news from DGI TV Current. First are the major headlines. TUC gives Tinubu government deadline on new minimum wage. Ipman says it can force down prices of petrol. El-Rufai, a scammer, disregard Islamization claims CAN chairman. Police seal off Nasarawa Assembly Complex. And on sport, Osimhen nominated for Ghana Football Awards. Now the news in detail. The Trade Union Congress TUC has given Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government a 2-week deadline to provide feedback on its demand for 200,000 naira minimum wage. Information report that following the removal of fuel subsidy and the subsequent increase in petrol price and cost of living, Labour had declared a strike to force the federal government to reverse the 200% hike in pump price of petrol. But after marathon meetings with representatives of Bola Tinubu-led administration, NLC TUC shelved the planned industrial action scheduled for Wednesday, June 7, 2023. Among the demands put forward by the TUC was the payment of a new minimum wage of 200,000 naira to cushion the effect of the removal of the fuel subsidy. Speaking in an interview on Wednesday, TUC Secretary General Nuhu Toro said it was expecting the government to give its position and come up with a proposal on its demand for 200,000 naira minimum wage by June 19. Moving on to the next story. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, says it has the numerical strength to force down the price of premium motor spirits, also known as petrol. The national president of the association, Chinedu Okoronkwo, disclosed this to journalists at a news press conference in Abuja on Wednesday. Okoronkwo said that its members are totally in support of fuel subsidy removal by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and expressed optimism that the onboarding of the downstream sector has opened the doors for more investors to come in. The IPMAN president expressed optimism that the association has the numerical strength to force down the price of fuel once they start independent importation of the product. Tinubu had in his inaugural speech on May 29, 2023, announced that fuel subsidy has ended. The announcement caused panic in the oil sector, resulting in fuel scarcity and hike in price of petrol. Following the president's pronouncement, the Nigerian National Petrol Company (NNPC) Limited announced adjustment in the pump price of petrol, which now sells for as high as 500 naira per litre from 184 naira per litre. The organized labor had protested the removal of fuel subsidy and met with different representatives of the government. A court stopped the strike of the labor unions slated for Wednesday, even as the union said they had suspended the action. Going on to the next story. Reverend Joseph Ayab, Chairman, Kaduna State Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, on Wednesday called on Nigerians to disregard the alleged Islamization claims made by state's former governor, Nasir El-Rufai. Ayab also stated that El-Rufai's recent remarks about the Muslim-Muslim ticket and President Bola Tinubu's victory, silencing his critics and CAN, were tactics aimed at advancing his alleged presidential ambition and promoting division among Christians and Muslims in the country. El-Rufai had stated that the Muslim-Muslim ticket would continue in Kaduna for more than 20 years. The former governor also claimed that Muslim dominance was being replicated at the national level. Ayab further remarked that El-Rufai is living in a fantasy where he can play religious games and possibly become the future president of Nigeria. With this, he has actually proved to Nigerians that he is not in the first place fit to be a leader. And I think that is one of the problems in Nigeria. We give people power without testing their emotional stability, whether they are mentally alright to lead. And to the next story from Nasarawa State. The police have sealed off the Nasarawa House of Assembly complex to avert a breakdown of law and order following the emergence of two speakers of the 7th Assembly. DSP Rahman Nansel, the State Police Public Relations Officer (PPRO), said this on Wednesday in a statement in Lafia. Nansel said that the action was due to a directive by the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Meyaki Baba Mohammed. He said the commissioner gave directive after consultation with other security agencies in the state. Information reported and gathered that the members elect on Tuesday, June 6 held two parallel proceedings resulting in the emergence of two different speakers for the assembly, as unusual heavy security presence was noticed at the complex when journalists visited on Wednesday. Indication of a crisis emerged earlier on Tuesday when the Nasarawa state government postponed the inauguration of the 7th Assembly indefinitely. Mr. Ibrahim Musa, the acting clerk of the House, had said in a statement in Lafia that the postponement was based on security advice to Governor Abdullahi Saleh. Musa called on the members-elect and the public to bear with the decision, as a new date would be communicated in due course. But a few hours later, the lawmakers reconvened at different venues and elected factional speakers. It is unclear whether any of the factions had any proclamation from the governor enabling them to hold the inaugural sitting. From that story, we go to the sports story to end the national news from BGI TV Current. Nigeria forward Victor Osimhen has been nominated for the Best African Player in the international category by organizers of the Ghana Football Association. Osimhen's nomination was announced on the Ghana Football Award official Twitter handle. Liverpool and Egypt star Mohamed Salah was also nominated, along with Manchester City and Nigeria winger Riyad Mahrez. Osimhen scored 26 goals in 32 league appearances to help Napoli win the Scudetto for the first time in 33 years. The 24-year-old also netted 5 times in the UEFA Champions League. The Nigerian scooped the top scorer award and was also named the best striker in the league. Salah, on his path, scored 30 goals and registered 16 assists in 51 games for Liverpool. For Mahrez, he scored 15 goals and made 13 assists in 47 appearances in all competitions for Manchester City. With that sports story, we end the national news this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. TUC gives Tinubu government deadline on new minimum wage. Ipman says it can force down prices of petrol. El-Rufai Eskema disregard Islamization claims. Can chairman speaks. Police seal off Nasarawa Assembly Complex. And on sport, Osimhen nominated for Ghana Football Awards. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, please like and follow the page. For advertisement of your goods and services, coverage of events and promotions, please dial the phone number straight.